welcome back to Quick But Interesting. Today we're going to look at some recording ideas. One of the first things that you really need to think about is keeping it realistic. If you're going to be recording a 4 or 5 piece band, you only want 4 or 5 instruments, so you have to think about the instruments that you're going to be using. Here I've used a 3-piece brass section consisting of a trombone, a tenor sax and a trumpet. I've also got drums, bass and guitar and a lead guitar. This is a fairly standard lineup for a band. You also have to consider the way that a brass section would work, for example. You need to know the range of the instruments and how you would arrange a brass section. Normally they're arranged in unison, which means that each instrument is playing the same note. But the trumpet in a 3-piece section like this would be an octave higher than the trombone and the saxophone. As a rule, the sampler that you're using will actually show you the samples and the range of notes that you can use. It's really important to stick to this range, because if you play outside of it, it just won't sound real. This window on the NNXT sampler shows you the actual samples that have been taken and the range of notes that you can use. It's very important not to go beyond this range, as it will sound very strange. The arrangement that I've done has the 3 brass instruments playing in unison, apart from the very last bar from each 12 bars, where they play a chord. The chord is quite simply the root, the 3rd and the 5th. Those intervals are taken from the major scale, and we'll look at that in another video. The other thing to consider when you're doing any arrangement is to make sure that you only have one point of interest at any time. So if you've got the brass doing something interesting, you want all the other instruments to hold back and just sit underneath that. Likewise, if you've got the lead guitar coming in, you'll see in the middle section of the example I'm about to play you, the brass holds back and does a lot less in that section to give the lead guitar the opportunity to solo over the top. Have a listen to the arrangement that I've put together, and if you've got any questions, just ask. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe.